Oh, by the way, this is a Q&A video. We're doing a 50k Q&A.
We probably should have opened with that. 50,000 subs deep and we still do this.
We still fluff our way through it.
Whoa, you went big.
I was just playing around. 50,000 subscribers.
It still feels weird. I'm like, oh God, what do I say?
We did not expect this at all.
No, so we want to say a huge thank you to every single person who has subscribed to our channel because it means a lot to us.
Yeah, it really does mean a lot. We've said this in the past, but the numbers don't seem real to us. It's really crazy. We still to this day, with 50,000 people that have clicked subscribe, don't believe that there is people there watching and that those video views and numbers. It's really hard to understand. But yeah, we are so thankful for all of the support and the lovely comments and everything that we get from you guys. So if you've taken the time to watch our previous videos or leave a lovely comment, thank you from us. We should do a quick update though. Oh, by the way, this is a Q&A video. We're doing a 50k Q&A.
We probably should have opened with that. 50,000 subs deep and we still do this.
We still fluff our way through it. Do you want to do an update?
An update? Okay, so we're currently in Budapest. We have been in Greece, if you haven't seen our last videos, and then we are heading to Croatia next.
We have used up our Schengen visa, but we had an opportunity to come via Budapest, and we've heard so much about the city. So we've got 2 videos that we're going to film here, which is going to be a little bit surface level because it's all we can achieve in that time, but we have to get out before we get booted out.
Yeah.
All right, should we jump straight into the questions?
Yeah.
What's it like always having a camera or gear with you to capture everything? Do you want me to?
Yeah, you start.
So I think the reality is that we don't capture everything and we don't film everything, although the videos might make it seem like that. Often we explore by ourselves as well, because at the end of the day, this is our journey. We just share a decent portion of it on camera. But we go off and we eat local food and we go to places and we have these experiences that sometimes we just have to have for us, because we're living our lives as well. And people sometimes don't realize that and comment and be like, oh, you totally missed this thing. And we're like, no, we saw it, we just...
Yeah.
So that doesn't really answer the question. What's it like having a camera? And so so that's one part of it. What's it like?
It can be a little bit weird sometimes, like when you're just sitting in a cafe and even with the camera sitting in front of you, people just stare. They're just curious, like what is this giant thing that you've got in front of you and what do you do with it?
You look like an idiot, let's be honest.
You look a bit weird. And then when you're actually holding it and then vlogging in front of people, that's even worse. You see people like in the background. Like,
you have to just block it out and just own it.
So it can be a bit weird, but you get used to it over time.
Yeah, but even still to this day with 50,000 people that have subscribed, there's still moments where both of us are just like, oh man, this is going to be awkward if we're here. So it's really challenging, but it's also really rewarding, because that almost sounded negative. It's definitely not. Rewarding in the sense that it gets us out. It actually it gives us a really good purpose to keep going and to go and do something else, or to go
it'll force us to do things that we normally wouldn't think of doing ourselves, which is cool.
That is very true. What do you think is the ideal amount of time to spend in a city?
Ooh, I mean, I think at least a month.
At least a month?
Yeah, like to really get into a city.
To really get into it, yeah.
What do you think?
I was going to say like 2 weeks. We've sort of learned that anything less than 2 weeks, we've been traveling really fast recently, and it's just a bit hectic, it's a bit chaotic. We like slow travel where you don't have to pack your bag all the time. You can settle a little bit more. So I think 2 weeks feels about right.
I'm going to go with 2 to 4 weeks.
A lot of the questions obviously start to become quite duplicated. People wanted to know the same things. So we asked across Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and follow us on those if you're not, by the way. And so one of the common ones was, what gear do you use while you travel? So we actually created a page on our website to just send people to, because it's the fastest way to just show everything in one list. We will do a video on equipment and packing. We keep saying this, we haven't done it yet. So there'll be a lot of the links that we talk about will be in the description below. Here's a quick one: coffee or beer?
That is not a quick one. That is a very in-depth question and it's very complex.
It's a multi-layered.
Can I split it in half and say morning coffee, obviously, afternoon beer?
I mean, probably not, but you have, so that's good.
What would you say?
I would say coffee.
Yeah.
Because coffee gets you started, and then the cravings for beer begin. Unless you've had a big night out, in which case beer, because hair of the dog
See, it's not as simple question.
That's not a simple question.
Bing bong.
We're right next to the church, St. Stephen's Basilica.
It's beautiful, but it's interrupting our Q&A.
We're in the middle of something, guys. Here's a super common question, which is, how do I travel full time? How do you travel full time? How do you afford to travel? When did you win the lotto? How are you doing what you're doing? We get that question so many times. So we spent 9 months writing a book, and we published it maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. Like over 1,000 people now have basically purchased this and learned everything that we possibly know on the subject about how we're doing it. We're not rich, we didn't win the lotto, we're not traveling on mummy and daddy's money, we didn't sell everything and travel on our money that we sold stuff from. We just work to keep traveling as we are and offset all of our costs while we're doing it, and just happen to make videos along the way.
And just quickly going back to the book, it's really cool to see how people have transform their lives. As cheesy as it sounds.
It's the most rewarding thing about what we do. Is probably not actually the videos.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the book, because it's when you get a message from somebody and it's.
We got one from this morning.
Did we?
Thanks, Casey. Glad that you enjoyed it.
And you hear their stories, and you hear that they're finally taking the leap now.
We've booked a flight, my partner and I, we wouldn't have done it without reading this book.
And then we get updates along the way about how they're going and everything, and it is amazing. It's
actually giving me goosebumps, just the thought that, that's why we created it. People are like, oh, it's just a sales pitch or something. It's not, it's everything that we know in 220 pages. And it's literally changing people's lives, and I feel like a bit of a weirdo saying that, but it genuinely is, and it just makes us so happy.
It makes us happy,
It's the most rewarding thing that we have ever done beyond travel.
Because literally anybody can live this life.
Exactly. What is the worst thing about living out of a suitcase? Stacey does most of the packing of the suitcase, so I think that's good. I just think it's...
Your clothes are crushed.
Yeah.
They smell like suitcase. No matter how many times you wash them, you can only fit so much in it.
Yeah.
And they fall apart.
I think that's enough.
Full stop.
Favourite city in Europe so far?
Should I start?
Sure.
I think Krakow in Poland was my favourite.
And Berlin, I think, as well.
But then,
a Berlin experience was tainted, well, not tainted, but was different because we were staying with a friend who was a local in a cool neighbourhood, which is where what we were.
But then I loved Greece as well. For different reasons. But I think if I had to pick one, I'd say Krakow.
How long does it take on average to edit videos? Who does the editing?
Not me.
So I do most of the filming, all of the editing and all of the uploading and a lot of the YouTube and stuff, because Stacey's graphic designer, so still has a lot of clients and stuff. So we do work a hell of a lot more than what people suspect.
Yeah. We basically have 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, pretty much. Filming can take anything from 2 to, depending if we're doing a big day trip, can sometimes be 7 hours. Of course, we're only filming the snippets that we need. You get very good at knowing what you need to fill like a storyboard in your head sort of thing, to know once you've edited what it looks like and the parts that you'll need for different elements to piece together enough of the story and make it informative, cinematic and fun are the 3 things that we try and tackle. And chill would probably be the 4th one. We don't like being crazy high energy, it's just not us.
It's not us, no.
So it probably takes then the editing, a fast one, if we've just done really linear filming throughout the day, I can probably do it in 2 hours, which I think is faster than, I get quite process driven, so I'm quite particular about that sort of stuff.
You are speedy though, I think.
But then if we've done a long tour, that can take 4, 5, 6 hours maybe, if there's like drone footage and stabilization and color grading and
then watching again and then editing.
Yeah, and then there's the uploading and the tag. I've been tempted to do, so the 2 videos that I'm tempted to do, the first one is the reality of travel vlogging, the research, the planning, the filming throughout the day, the editing and the uploading. If anyone's interested in seeing that, let me know, because people think we just chuck up this 10-minute video and it just made itself. It's so crazy. It's like a production in the back end.
Yeah.
And the other video course I've been tempted in doing is I use Final Cut Pro, and a lot of the courses that exist about how to edit are on Premiere Pro. So if anyone is interested in learning my editing process and all of the things that you need to know, I'd love to do something on it, but I just want to make sure that people are interested. Oh, there's actually a question on it. Can you do a video on how you edit your videos? I 100% can do a whole course on it if you're interested. how do we pick the places that we visit? Highest priority is always, have we been there already?
And do we want to go there?
Yeah, we want to go somewhere new. We like picking places that are a little bit underrated or that people haven't visited or haven't explored that we can share on here.
I think
like
we
Poland.
mentioned, in one of the recent vlogs, we like secondary cities.
Yeah, we've learned that.
Yeah, which are not like the main hubs, but sort of, they've still got enough going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're a little bit more underrated.
And less touristy.
So
Thailand, we love Chiang Mai a lot more than Bangkok.
Yeah.
Bulgaria, we really loved Plovdiv, which had this really cool small feel to it, but it's a massive city versus something like Sofia. Krakow was the opposite. That was a big city, but because of our location, made it
feel small.
Exactly. So we like those sorts of places, and so not being there, underrated. Things to do, easy to get around, and then the thing with long-term travel like we do is that it can't just be we want to go here like you do with a holiday.
Yeah.
It has to be we want to go there, and then you actually have to think 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Once we're there, how can we then get out to the next place? And
visas is another one too.
Yeah. So travel planning is one of the biggest things that we get asked about, and it can be really complicated because you're trying to piece together this enormous puzzle and it doesn't stop.
But it's so rewarding when you get it right.
No.
And when everything just falls into place and then you're planned out for maybe a couple of months in advance, which
Yeah.
doesn't happen often, but when it does,
It's like that nirvana.
it's so good.
We mentioned it recently actually. It's funny because especially since we've spent so long in Europe now, and it's a very different planning here versus Asia, is we're starting to still learn things that like optimize, right? Like we started figuring out that we actually like having these what we just randomly called anchor places or anchor countries, where like we had Croatia booked really far in advance and we had Greece booked really far in advance and we had nothing in between.
But it made it easy because we were like, right, we know we need to be here at this date or this time. And then we just kind of went, okay, so what's along the way, what works for us, what works for our visas.
Yeah,
and
exactly
then
right.
That's how it all sort of came about.
Probably tapped out most of them. This is an interesting one to oh, do you want to do these too? Okay. How do we survive spending 24/7 together?
We do spend a lot of time together, and that's why I mentioned working apart is
it's pretty
it's good for us and important and healthy, because otherwise you just kind of get a bit, how do I say this?
No, I know you're not meaning anything nasty. Communication becomes so important.
It does.
The good thing about when you work 9 to 5 is you take your stress at work and you deal with it and you come home and you say, oh man, this thing happened at work. And it's very like, it happened already.
Yeah.
Like I dealt with those emotions and now I'm feeling good, but hey, it's so good to see you. Instead, you live the highs and lows together, and that it really has an impact on your relationships. You have to be able to talk, and you have to create time to spend apart from each other, which we probably don't do enough of, but we...
Because we have so much fun together.
But if you don't, you just have to be able to talk about it. And the last one, let's wrap it up with this. Have you begun wedding destination planning yet? If you haven't seen it yet,
wedding destination.
They know that it's going to be a wedding destination. If you haven't seen it yet, we've got an engagement video that I've filmed and then sneakily filmed, and it showed me being all nervous and like jittery and stuff, and
such a cute video.
There's lots of onions in that video, just be warned.
Couple tears. But the answer to the question is no. We haven't
confirmed anything. It will be a destination wedding.
It will be a destination wedding.
It will be small,
somewhere warm, for sure.
Somewhere beachy and
something casual.
Yeah,
that's all we kind of know.
So we're not sure if we've found the perfect place yet, but at the end, I think just like friends, family, the occasion.
For us, I think it's just going to be like a party where we happen to get married.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that probably wraps it up nicely. So if we've missed anything, leave the question below, because a lot of these questions, or some of these questions, I kept from our last 20K video. So comment them here. I'll add them to our list, and then we'll attack them when we hit 500,000.
Whoa, you with me?
I was just playing around.
I think we should leave it there. We're going crazy.
Thank you so much for watching.
We'll catch you in the comments.
Bye. What's it like always having a camera or gear with you to capture everything?